Good evening, everybody, and welcome here to the Hockey Nova Scotia High Performance Program, a male under 16 division. Wrapped up the U14 and the U15 division today. After a few days of some really good games, the coaches are going to have some tough decisions to make. With that said, we are back here. One game tonight on the docket. The U16 division, Team Red versus Team Green. Myself, Matt Dudelay, here for High Button Sports alongside my good buddy, Jeff Warburton. Jeff, one section done, another one on the go now tonight. How you feeling about this section here, the U16, someone and a lot of players you know a lot about?
Couldn't be more excited, dudes, and this is our bread and butter right here, baby. This is what it's all about, and glad to be able to join you.
It's going to be a fun night. We have 3 20-minute periods, an intermission, and a full flood, so as much as they can to feel like pros here, they have started, and we are officially underway now, and Green is going to start with the puck here, and it's going to be Guinish up for Connolly. And in behind the goal now, starting goaltender down there, number 87, Jack Bell, product of the Novas. As now Duncan Anderson's going to jump into the play. No surprise there. We've seen him very active all season, and in behind the goal now is Isaac Connolly. It's going to be worked down into the corner. Poked up now, Justin Cluett here from the Harbor Rage, making his debut in this game in the first shift. He's in behind the goal now, worked over to Grady Cohen, or as we like to call him here, Mr. G. Co. A lot of time we spent with these players over the last couple seasons, and you'll see a lot of familiar faces if you joined us for the showcase this past season, as a lot of these same players making their way out here in the high performance camp. As Guinish now is going to work his way behind the goal, and he's going to work his way all the way up the ice. Goes to throw a hit and absolutely barrels himself into the sidewall, but he's back to his feet and back in the play as the puck goes back the other way. Number 87, Red. It's Charlie McLeod, a Cougars teammate of Guinish now as it's moved up the right side and over the line. Sam Fleming, product of the Gulls, will get a shot on as that goes all the way around to Liver. He'll play with a familiar face here to start. Back down to the left side for Liver. Centering pass, looking for a shot towards the goal, but pushed off the puck now is Noah Hocko down there, 9 Green. Turned over in front of the net, dangerously in front into the slot area. Fenwick McLean now, who seems to put on a couple inches, which seems a little bit crazy to me. So he's going to dump it in, or try to anyways, as he moves it over to Carver. Carver down there for Carter Anderson, who's going to work back to the defensive position. Quay McDonald in on the forecheck. But the breakout's happening back the other way for Team Red. All the way across. That was off the stick there of Sam Fleming as he was able to get that off his teammate. And that's Charlie McLeod down there, number 87 Red, as he gets in on the forecheck, but it's going to be picked off and back the other way. Sam Ryan back to help out as they go cross ice to Tremblay. Tremblay fires it through the middle looking for his teammate there. They get it towards the goal and weren't able to get a shot off as it cycled back down low. Worked out from behind. Sam Ryan back to the point. That's off the stick there of Tyler Sullivan, but that was blocked along the way as Tucker St. Clair moves it up to the Valley product, Mr. Hunter Hood. Over to the right side, opportunity shot there, and that gets through, and not able to beat Newman there as his counterpart just finished up his section there, Mr. Aaron Meaden. So both Valley goaltenders well represented here. There's another opportunity shot there off the mask. Rebound, they score. Sam Ryan, Dartmouth Whalers, U15, strikes first here for Team Green, and wearing his familiar colors, feeling pretty at home there as he makes it 1-0 here.
Great chance there in front, burying that as wasn't an easy effort down there in the corner. He kind of came in down the side, beat his man, and just able to whack that kind of home before a goaltender could fully get a look at her.
And pretty good pace to start here, Jeff. The first game for these young men, and they've been here for a couple days now, getting themselves accustomed to the situation and the style of training camp that's going on. So intensity high already, and we'll see if they can sustain this for the entirety of the game.
A lot of these guys played this camp before, so they're vets too when they comes to the old St. Avex camp, and I think they've been probably waiting a few years to be the big dogs around, and certainly ready and anxious to go today.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't feel like it was long ago that they were the first portion of this week, but like you said, moved up, and a few of these guys champions last year for some of the Hockey Nova Scotia programs, looking to lead the new set of teammates to such championship here now, as we'll have a face-off down in the red zone. On the draw there was Ewan White from the Truro Bearcats. So we get accustomed to the names down here. A lot of these familiar faces, though, as we've covered a lot of these games. And now Camden Gallant from the Harbor Rage gets a shot, but that's tipped up and over now. It's going to be picked up Ewan White chips it down, and that's going to be Tanner Hayden down on the forecheck. He's going to get there just before Nicholas Burcham, a member of the Truro Bearcats, as it's down there in that right corner. We've incorporated a couple cameras down there in those corners for optimal viewing pleasure, and if you're new to the stream this weekend, then we hope you enjoy that, and if you're returning, then we hope you can continue to enjoy such. It's cycled down low, Hayden on it. Back down underneath the goal. Looking for centering pass was White. Back to Seaman. And chipped out. Now Seaman will pick it up. In over the line. Opportunity, nice move. Into the backhand save. Newman read him like a book. Two teammates going at it one-on-one there as it's pushed back the other way. Chipped back inside the zone by Connolly. Girard back for it here from the Wolverines as he reverses it, trying to center it out front to Cohen, and that was picked off and back the other way for Red. Stretch pass over to the left side. In over the line now. That was number 85, Paxton Levy. Incredible handle, a very distinguished gentleman type name. And I always like to give a shout out to some original names for sure. Now we're going to have a penalty here, a hit to the numbers. And looks like Newman picked up on it, and Guinness tries to chip it back the other way. Now it's touched up, both arms in the air. We'll see what the official call is now.
Great chip there for Seaman to start out. Off the back end, nice solid defense, and then cut down the right side, creating his own chance. Not a guy me and you have seen a ton of, but probably the most notable shift here in the first 4.5 minutes for me.
Yeah, a little bit of shimmy-shammy there as he kind of fought his way through the middle, made a nice move and got himself an opportunity there from the back end, but a nice save there from Newman to start. Those two teammates, so you know Newman's faced a lot of shots off the stick of that man, so a little bit of a one-up on them maybe. And now we're going to have a power play as number 89, Brendan Smith from the Whalers will see the penalty box first here as Calvin Carver in over the line, tried to make a move and unintentionally passed it down low, but it did work out in their favor as the teammate will come in and pick it up. Now Carver had that poked off his stick by Girard. Carver back to the point. Griffin McEachran back to Fenwick. Fenwick tried to poke one through and it's back the other way. And a nice job there to separate from the puck as that was a good hit thrown the other way. Now Fenwick McLean in over the blue line, tries to make a move. He does, but he runs in to the big body down there. Number 74, Nicholas McKenzie. And now Red's back the other way here in transition. That's going to be Sam Fleming down the left side. Tried to get a shot off, and something happened to Hocko there. Might have ran up into no man's land, we'll call it this time. And looks like he's going to be okay there. He'll battle through it as he slides it across for Fenwick. Stretch pass there. And just not quite in sync just yet, as that one's going to go down for icing here. 51 seconds left in the man advantage. And really only our third whistle here so far, about 6 minutes into this game, Jeff.
Yeah, that green team using Fenwick early there on the post, kind of the guy who finished the year as the power play guy in the league, and trying to work him off the corner there, maybe like they're used to, but obviously you add a couple different players in there, getting it figured out, and I'm not sure anyone's surprised by a little bit of time being figured out before this power play gets clicking, if ever, because we do talk about the fact that they sometimes just roll the lines for it.
Yeah, which they most likely will do here. Now keep in mind a lot of these players, being the top prospects in their age group, would probably see a lot of power play time throughout the season, so different systems, different setups, but generally the same idea. Extra man out there, create your odd man rushes down low and try and get yourself a good shot. So it'll be interesting to see. A lot of these guys probably know exactly what they're doing on the power play, and that's going to be a one-time pass in front. Nicholas McKenzie jumping up in the play all the way from Pictou County, and he's going to tie it up here for Team Red on a good shift and a shorthanded goal there as they went back in transition pretty quickly.
Is that our second goal along the ice there? Pretty sure that first one from Ryan didn't get too high off the ice either, so that one's sliding down low and just kind of beating the goalies where you can, I suppose.
Yep, find a hole and fire it there and hope for the best. That's pretty much all you can do as a shooter.
Yeah.
And these guys, lots of really good releases in this, and you know the technology of 6 is part of it, but the work that these guys put in behind the scenes and all season long is definitely part of it as well, as you know they're working on their sniping at all times, I guess they call it. It's Gallant now in over the line. Good head of steam. Going to work in behind the goal, and Gallant, keep an eye out for him. Might be one of the fastest straightaway skaters in the province, if not the, in my opinion, of course. Saw a lot of him this season, and he's able to really wheel it from a dead stop. And if you can get him into some open ice, you look out there and you'll have to backtrack pretty quickly now as he gets a bump into the board. St. Clair's going to work it out of a crowd. Back now, almost turned it over. That was a Miro from the Rangers Major Bantam, or U16 Major, depending on how you look at it now. As Gallant's going to pick it up with speed. In over the line now, left side. He's going to stop up. Good job there to fake down low, and he pulled the defender down with him, gave himself some time to hit the trailer. Now as a shot from the right side from Amiro is stopped and covered there by Jack Bell. Him and his counterpart, Mr. Leo Florence, both making appearances here in the U16 division, and they were a big part of the Nova's success last year. Not the only part, Jeff, though, but a big part, no doubt.
Yeah, that goaltending tandem, basically from the start of the year, the Novas were considered one of the favorites due to the fact that they had the goaltending on both sides. You know, any night you knew that the Novas goaltending was going to show up, and that basically reigned true. I believe Bell, or one of the goaltenders, Florence, got MVP early in the year, or the player of the month. So that kind of was the trend that was there all year long. Not surprised to see both of them here at all.
And you know, a good goaltender or good goaltenders is really going to translate to good confidence for your team. You know that if the other team goes down in an odd man rush or any sort of scoring opportunity, you guys have a great chance of stopping it and keeping your team up a goal or whatever the case may be. So confidence in the goaltenders goes a long way for a team that goes the distance.
Yeah, we did talk about the fact that this age group of goaltenders is extremely strong, so I think we're going to see a lot of different styles and some probably big saves in the next couple days.
Looking forward to such action now as G-Co will cycle it down low. Looks like he put on a little bit of size as well as he runs into Hunter Hood over there. And behind the goal now, Seaman tried to get a pass to his winger, but it was deflected down inside the zone, and back forward here is Burcham. Burcham with Hood on him. Burcham's going to come out now as he's going to run into his own teammate down there, Ewan White. And Fenwick McLean's back the other way as he works his way through the middle of the ice. Down the left side, opportunity drag, pulls, rebound, still loose and poked out of harm's way. Back the other way goes White. Just by chance, White has himself a nice matching helmet to the uniforms, and it doesn't often add up that way these days with the different colors and the available options for uniforms, but should help a little bit with the identification for us up here in the booth. Pushed down low by Hayden. Back pass behind his back to White, but wasn't able to complete the play. Now is Hood. He'll bump into his man on the half wall. Now a shot there, surprise Newman, but it goes wide as it moves over to the right corner. Hayden trying to move it back to Normore at the point. He's poked off the puck. So it's going to come back the other way now. Pokes through the middle. Good support from underneath. Now they're going to bank one indirectly off the wall. Quay McDonald trying to get that in deep. He will. Carver will get in there. He'll finish his check on his teammate, I do believe, Normore down there.
Normore a little slower to get up.
Yeah, and you know those ones right up against the board, you're almost better being just a little bit off, is when you get pinched like that up against the wall really tight, it tends to hurt a little more than the ones where you're away from it for some reason. But regardless, both of them back to their feet. Normore looks like he's laboring a little bit out there, but he's a tough customer, and we learned that all season long. That Bedford Bandits team.
Big part of their win this year was Normore on the back end, one of the only second-year defenders.
A little bit of information from your Bandits insider there, who covered a lot of their games this season, and quite the run they had. Mr. Paul Hunt and his staff doing a great job there. Now as that's going to go up off the wall. Seaman did a good job to make sure he didn't hit us in the camera there, so good heads up by him as Justice Johnson, also from the Bandits, swooped in to pick up that loose puck, but it's going to be called on the offside. So 9:47 left to go here in the first period, a 1-1 tie.
Yeah, Justice Johnson getting his first touches here. He's rocking the bubble out there, and Johnson, a guy who knows how to score a goal. We talk about that goal scorer's ability, and him coming on in the back half of last year and being able to play healthy and have a good finish to that one was huge for the Bandits. Finishing out basically gave them another scoring line late in the season and went all the way until the very end.
Yes, I do remember him from the provincial championship. He was absolutely flying in that tournament. And like you said, some secondary scoring, we'll call it, from that Bandits team certainly puts a little bit more fear into those teams that they face. And Johnson can really wheel, so keep an eye out for him and his speed here in this game as Gerard swings off a forechecker up the left side for Levy. Nice move into the middle. Tried to cut back the other way. Maybe another opportunity to shoot. He gets one off, but it goes wide, and now it's going to be picked up there by Brendan Smith. Works out of the corner. Back down low. Anderson will move it back to him. Now he's going to get the return pass. Shot there with a block now. Rebound save as number 12, Tyler Sullivan, down to one knee, and he'll get the first official block shot here of this. And if you're a first-time viewer here, we'll be talking a lot about those small little details like blocking shots, sticks in lanes, covering for the defenseman, those type of things that these evaluators certainly look for, especially at this age group when you know that the skills are there and you kind of know what kind of player they are. Now you really want to see those finer details of the game. But we're in a wide open start here. End-to-end action, both these teams. That goes all the way across. Picked up there by Madden Gillis from the Jonal Gym Cougars. So reverse back the other way. Duncan Anderson head up as normal. Tries to go through the middle, turned it over though, and poked off the stick of Evan McIntosh. And now Anderson is going to get it back here. Anderson, also a smooth skating defender, and I think he was racked up a couple awards for sure last season. If not the league MVP, definitely the playoff MVP, and picked up some hardware in the provincial championship as well, Jeff, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he did, and obviously Defender of the Year, and a guy who is pretty coveted as he came up, and he, I believe, scored a big goal for this Team NS team before. So Duncan Anderson, a name I don't think people around here are going to forget anytime soon.
He's hometown kid, you can say here, from the Novas program, and a lot of young kids in this community probably looking up to him, and if they're out there watching right now, then keep an eye out for Mr. Anderson, as lots of good stuff coming from his game now. As Galanta walking over for Team Green, tried to get a shot off, but it's into the shin pads there of Cole Rogers from the Gulls. Trying to get everyone's name and organization through early here.
Yep.
So as we like to do, you know, when you have the information, you might as well give it. And we're not trying to sound cocky or anything, but we've covered a lot of games there, and that's going to be a goal for Evan Liver, who we've said a lot of this past season as he continues to score right through into the summer months.
Yeah, guy who was in the top 3 scoring this year the whole way through. Huge leader for that Gulls team as the captain, and I know having him at the helm gave a lot of those new first-year Gulls guys confidence, and they had a fantastic year coming off a title win.
And you know, they did have a little bit of a slow start, the Gulls, and that was kind of the talk of the league there for a little bit, but boy, did they really heat up towards the end of the year. And you really saw what they were made of. And sometimes that's all it takes, is a little bit of time through the season to kind of get used to one another, form a brotherhood, and that chemistry that you need. And they came alive at the right time. There's a back pass there from Hood for Mikkel Bottomley Pike, who hails from the same neighborhood as myself, Jeff, so pretty familiar with that name down there. And his grandfather also my coach in junior. So there you go, as St. Clair walks out of the corner, also a top scorer this season.
Yeah, we got to slow our roll. We got all these players excited to go. I was just going to make the point there on Liver. Basically, the one thing I like to say about him is lead from the front for Liver. You know, guy, like I said, captain, one of the second years coming back and finishing off on when it basically, as soon as he started scoring those goals, the season turned around for the Gulls, like you said, and he didn't turn it off the whole year.
No, and that's a little bit tougher to do than to say for sure, is to stay consistent like that all season long and say lead from the front. We really don't know what it's like in the dressing room, but you can certainly tell that a lot of the players followed his lead, and when you have a guy going like that, you know, it's hard not to follow.
Absolutely, and getting that C early gives you the indicator. Well-liked guy there, and can't blame it. That Gulls organization very tight, and obviously has seen a lot of success in this U15 league.
Most definitely now is Red trying to break out of the zone, but it was turned over at the blue line. 6:30 left to go here in the first period, and just a miss of a hit there. Almost had him in the trolley tracks, as that's going to be moved up to Johnson through the neutral zone. He had a hard time with the puck, but he maintains possession as he walks in over the line. Centering pass, bounced up. Newman able to get a blocker on it as both bodies hit the deck in there behind the goal. Picked up there by Bircham. Couldn't get it out, now he will. As Hayden took a bump there from Carver. Now Justice is going to give chase here against McDonald, right underneath us here. And now it's taken by White inside the zone, down the right side. Opportunity, he tries to get a pass off, he does. It gets through the middle for Hayden, he gets a shot off, but it goes up and over the goal. So rebound now into the gear of McLean. Fenwick McLean spins off, passes it back to the middle. Now Bircham up the left side for Carver. Carver in over the neutral zone now inside the blue line, passes it through the middle for McDonald, tries to center it back. Carver back to the forehand, good hands and tight. What a big save there from Jack Bell as he got that right pad out. Carver had really only that option. He was able to get the shot off, but just couldn't beat the goaltender Bell. So we're stuck here at 1-1 as a cycle play down low. Carver with it on the backhand. Up to Hocko at the left point. right side there for McKenzie. McKenzie fires it towards the goal. It's tipped wide and picked up now by Jonah Ellis, who lost it. Turned it over the side of the net. Bad angle shot. The rebound still loose and cleared out of harm's way as Paxton Levy now is going to pick it up. He tried to fire it. That was turned over. Good forecheck here from Team Green. Filling the lanes. Wraparound opportunity. Carver had Bell going the other way, but couldn't get it past the goaltender. As Hawko now, good job there to hold the line, but fans on the opportunity. So Welsh is going to pick it up. As he'll run into Hawko, and if I'm not mistaken, Jeff River Welsh with the mic on during this game. One of two selected here so far in the day. Not sure which one of them has it on, but I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. So keep an eye out for those as we continue to pump out the content on the social medias for all your personalities in this tournament now, or tournament or program rather, as a wraparound opportunity is smothered up by Newman. And we're going to have another whistle here, 4:37 left to go.
Yeah, trying to put a spotlight on these young men, you know, snap it around a bit, see who works the mic. All the guys were asking, the younger kids were asking us for days and days, and now that these guys come in, maybe a little more calm about it, but excited to hear from Welsh and I believe Sam Ryan, so keep an eye out for that.
Absolutely, yeah, and like we say before, we'd love to be able to mic everybody up, but just not possible. So we do our best to incorporate and try not to double up too much. There's a stretch pass there from over across to Tremblay, and
that was a beautiful connection there, dudes. Ryan and Tremblay.
Yeah.
A duo I'm sure a lot of you have heard of before.
And a lot of these players probably have seen both of them coming down at them before. As Welsh goes down now, he's going to be ridden into the boards there by Tyler Sullivan as they tie up behind the goal now. Paxton Levy in to help out. Flipped around by Smith. Smith back to the point. Having a hard time there with Seaman as Tremblay will work his way through. He's got a man with him. Tremblay down the right side. He's going to elect to pass. And a great defensive play there as down to the ice was number 75, Ethan Normore for the Bandits. And now he's going to flick that up and out of play. So full sail change now. And we'll stay down inside the red zone.
Yeah, Tremblay kind of looking skyward after that chance, heading down the right side, creating a turnover, elects to pass, and good defense just gets in the way.
Yeah, just held on for a bit too long. You could see him trying to make the decision as he entered the zone, but it's just a good defensive play there. And almost like a sneak attack there with the dive, and that's a big body to try and sneak that puck around down there, Normore. McDonald now. Chips that in. Or sorry, that was Sam Fleming. Back the other way, great back check there. Gerard jumped into play. Now it's going to be turned over, picked up. Charlie McLeod down low, gets a return pass from Liver and couldn't connect. His Team Green will take it now. Turned over into the middle of the ice, and we are going to have a whistle. And not sure what the whistle was for. Looks like maybe the net off the pegs. So we'll probably see a little bit more of that here in this age division. The goalie's a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger, and a little bit more savvy down there in the crease. So I'm not saying he did that on purpose, but we certainly have been in the situation before where you see a goaltender kind of read the situation here where they're getting hemmed in their zone, and just a little bit of kick of the post there is what's going to slow things down.
All is fair in love and hockey, right?
That's it, and if the ref doesn't see it, then it's not a penalty, so it's not intentional. So that's the way it goes there for that as Anderson picks it up off the half wall. He's going to fire that towards the goal. Goes high and wide. Now as Gerard keeps the puck in, fires it towards the goal. It's tipped. Rebound opportunity out front. Newman the save as he was square to the shooter, and he'll cover it up here. So just under 3 minutes to go, 2:54 to be exact. Three numbers that I have no problem reading, Jeff. So approaching the last couple moments of this period and still a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, a little bit of separation there after that last Green goal. Haven't seen too many great chances on net, at least. A few good passes, but still waiting on maybe a couple minutes of back and forth action here.
So speaking of good chances, Bottomley had one just off the face-off there, but a rising shot goes up and off the glass, so Green's able to chip it off the wall and back the other way. Now a foot race for Gallant. We'll see if that's going to go down for icing, and it will, and we'll flip it all the way back down to the Green zone with 2:35 left to go now, and real good pace to start this game. A little bit of everything so far. The intensity definitely here in period number one, but rightfully so. First game of the event for this crew, and we'll see if they can keep up this pace for the entirety of the event.
Yeah, like I said earlier, we were in the meal hall, and there was certainly electricity to the young men out there getting ready to go, and yeah, it seemed to translate easily over here. A year older, they all know each other well at this point, and now it was kind of get down to business.
Nice pass out the other way as a good clean breakout from Team Red allows Bottomley to get inside the zone as he dumps it back down. He's going to play with St. Clair, and Anderson up in the play, dumps his man, and he's going to be penalized for a hit to the number, so we'll see what the official call is, as now he'll touch up. And we'll get the call from the official here, probably going to be boarding. Oh, it's going to be a cross check, so same thing basically, just not a hit from behind is the point. And now Anderson will head to the box with 2 minutes and 3 seconds left in the period.
Anderson heading off. Anderson, one of the D-men who actually does usually play on the power play when it's on his side. There is surprisingly few amount of teams in the U15 league that use D-men on the power play. A lot of them like to stack up the forwards and kind of go for it with that strategy. Alistair McPhee from the year under, he's the guy for the Bandits. Anderson, obviously, a lot of the power play ran through him, so to be sitting in the box and watching a bit different for him, I'm believing.
Yes, for sure. Just hoping that his penalty kill unit can get it done now as a shot through a crowd, and I'm sure he has confidence in that man down there in the crease to get it done, and they do say having your goalie be your best penalty killer is a big part of the kill process. A couple guys jumping over the wall now that are familiar with the power play, River Welsh and Tanner Hayden. He'll jump over. Welsh, one of the top scorers in the league, and the Rage had 3 of the top 10 scorers, if I'm not mistaken. So interesting outcome there, but no problem scoring goals on that team so far, or last season, and he's going to get another penalty kill look here, as we mentioned the power play, but going to get some PK time here. Now is Grady Cohen. He's going to drop that back. That's across for Cluett. Going across, partner pass there for Patrickson. Patrickson fired it down low. They're going to work out of the corner now. So Isaac Connolly is going to take a bump down there. He's going to work up top, try to fire it up for Cluett. Cluett fires it back to Grady Cohen. Cohen walks in, shot there low, gets a deflection in front. As Connolly fires it back to Cohen. Cohen faked the pass up to the point, now spun off. Nice move, not sure if it was intentional or luck, but he got through. As Hayden now is going to take a bump there, as he had no problem getting in the way there of Cluett, trying to get that puck out. Now Cluett, he'll spin off a check as he fires it across. Bircham fires it back down to the middle of the ice, poked into some free ice. We're down to the last 35 seconds here as Hayden makes his way up for Team Red here down the left side. Being ridden into the boards there, stays strong, still with it. Opportunity, backdoor pass, and what a sequence there from Tanner Hayden. Another shorthanded goal for Team Red as he hit River Welsh backdoor, and just pure strength and determination on that one from the Bombers. Tanner Hayden to get that puck across from River Welsh.
Earlier in the play, he was down there penalty killing, and he took a bump kind of up high. The helmet went up. He didn't even look to shake that thing back into place. Just went right back into the play, and that's the difference between good and great players, is who's willing to take it, keep going, and just down the other end, he ends up making a big play on offense as well. Tanner Hayden impressed it early.
It's a great breakdown, and one thing I noticed too is he didn't even look at the official, just continued on, and that's a big part of it, the body language aspect. And just a great all-around play, period, even for Welsh to jump into the play now. So Green looking to capitalize here at the end of the period. 10 seconds left. It's Carver out there with Fenwick McLean as he fires it back up to the point for Hawko. Hawko, not much time. Tried to drag it to the middle. Forgot to take the puck as he dumps it back down. Back pass now, and one last opportunity for Green, and that'll do it here for the first 20. A 3-1 lead. Team Red, 2 shorthanded goals, and we'll be back with the second period when we return. Welcome back, everybody. Second period action live from the Charles V. Keating Center here in beautiful Antigonish. St. FX Auxiliary Arena, Ice Pad B, whatever you want to call it. 20 minutes up on the board, 3-1 lead off 2 short-handed goals for Team Red. The teams will switch sides as they normally do. And into the goal now for Team Green, number 84, Leo Forrence. For Team Red, number 89, Cale Campbell. Forrence from the Novas and Campbell from the Gulls, as we are officially underway now with second period action as that's pushed off the wall. Pushed back into the zone. And out through the neutral zone now as it's left there for Hunter Hood. Hood, we got another look at after the season at the Montreal Meltdown as he was up there with the prospects, and someone I had the pleasure of coaching earlier on in my 1 year. So nice to see him progressing well, and it was pretty easy to tell back then that he was going to be pretty successful in his hockey career, and he's done that so far and looking to continue that success here as he tries to crack this lineup.
Hunter's definitely the type of guy who can change a game. I've seen it happen with my own eyes.
One of the smarter players you'll see out there, and just one of the smarter kids, to be honest. I remember, going through a little bit of a speech in the dressing room, and I would use a term wrong, and he would be the first one to correct me. And, it's kind of hard to say this, but I learned a lot from him that season. So there you go. Good on and off the ice, and that's kind of what you want. And when you're trying to pick a hockey team here, as we're pinned up against the wall, that will come outside the line. Normore didn't even have to jump for that one. That would have been well over our head, Jeff. But he knocks that down, no problem, and in over the line now as McDonald tried to sneak one by the official there, but it's going to be whistled on the offside just under 2 minutes into the second period.
Yeah, good start here, back and forth, and the 3-1, looks like they readjusted the scoreboard there, so we'll adjust here. As this is kind of how it goes here. I mean, Raya's on top of it over there, so we'll go with it, and I suppose
definitely 3-1, 2 shorthanded goals from Red, one earlier in the game and then one from Green. So
okay,
that math adds up to 4 goals, 3 for one side, and
all squared away right there.
Yep, that'll be something that the coaches will have on our negative side of our evaluation. Yeah. But you can only take what they give you and go from there.
I wish they would just put home or guest up there behind the benches, buddy. That's all we're asking for here.
Yeah, the simple ass of the game here, but guess what? We're not going to get what we wish, and we're just going to have to work through it, just like these players will as they get tired throughout the week. As Hawko turns that over. Nice move, but he's stripped there from Johnson. Johnson centered backdoor Hayden opportunity and a stop there. And a nice first save there from Leo Forrence as he gets his first real test of the game here. As they're once again turned over inside the blue line. Hayden right there to pick it up. Tries to get a shot off. Couldn't pull the trigger. Melee out front. White down to his knees. Hawko takes him out. Sneaks one by the official. And
got a little whack back in there.
And tit for tat down here. And, a lot of these guys have played a lot of games against each other. So maybe some retribution being had out there. And I don't think that's the first thing on their mind, though, however, is just trying to play their game as it's worked down into the corner. Carter Anderson takes a bump. And Green on the stretch pass all the way across ice there for Sam Ryan. Ryan tried to pull it and drag it. And he's not going to get by the long stick there of Henrik Gerard as Anderson just tried to pinball his way through. 2-on-1, potentially back the other way. Opportunity shot. That was blocked. Down to one knee was Anderson as he got in that shooting lane there and showing off a little bit of his defensive side of the game as Green almost got caught with too many players. Now an opportunity towards the goal and not quite enough on it. And now we're going to be played and whistled as the puck went out of play. And we're going to have a face-off in the neutral zone here. As our technical team goes down there and figures something out. Welsh is going to pick it up here. Right side pass over for Levy, who I'm told had an incredible spring camp. So looking to continue to impress here in the summer camp as he takes a bump down there in the corner. That was Amiro throwing his weight around. Now is Tremblay. That's Brendan Smith. So he wheeled it around. Now it's going to be taken back the other way towards the middle of the ice into the skates of Welsh. So now it will make its way outside into the blue line. Good job to stay on side, and taking a big hit there was Hoyt, the captain of the Bearcats, if I'm not mistaken, as Amiro gets it. He'll cycle it back down low through the middle, looking for a stretch pass for Welsh. Icing going to be waved off and right away. As Sullivan back forward, he reverses it. Down to help out was Gallant as he'll wheel back in his own zone. Now he's going to pick up some speed as he comes around the goal. Fired it up off the wall. Weird hop off the sidewall, so it gets up over the stick. As a weird collision over there on the wall. Now River Welsh with it. Down the left side, gets around the first man, and Gallant, his teammate. And now nice little drop pass back to the point. Trying to go cross ice for Levy, but it was picked off and back the other way for Connolly. Connolly in over the line. He's going to lead the rush here, F1. Down to the right side, tries to hit the trailer. Takes a bump. And a stretch pass back the other way, Liver. He's got a man going to the net, and Fleming, it gets there and just gets by the intended target as it's taken back by Green here. Connolly back as he just got back into the play late. Had it poked off his stick. And it's chipped off the wall all the way out into the zone. It's going to get by everybody, and icing going to be waved off once again here. 15:25, and people in the time box thought there was going to be a whistle there as the music came on for a sec. Now she's laughing over there and trying to figure out why that wasn't an icing, but they're just going to let them play here as that puck is ripped back through their own crease and rimmed around through the middle, turned over into the skates of Cluett. And Ellis able to move that puck up to the right side. Fleming in over the line, and that's going to be an offside. So pretty good pace to start here in the second period.
Definitely. Takes a little mistake like that to stop this pace, or a goal really, as the back and forth going to be pretty consistent here. I think now that they got a period under the belt, not too many mistakes, but that might be the only way we're getting whistles here for the next bit.
Yeah, offsides on the rush, maybe some frozen pucks and some goals is pretty much it, as these guys have been pretty clean here so far, and lots of good plays on display, and already seeing a real good pace here to start this one. No bust legs as these guys have been here for a couple days now, as it's picked up by Carver. Opportunity shot there, and he's got a real sneaky release there, Jeff, as he kind of just pulls that into his body often. I'm not going to call it the Austin Matthews release, but it's a similar setup where kind of pulls it into his body, where the goalie loses it for a second. He's able to get that puck off in a hurry, and that one just goes up and over the goal.
Yeah, he certainly knows how to put it in the back of the net, and not surprised to see him getting chances early.
Oh, and Liver just missed the open net on the rebound there. As Carver, not sure exactly if that was planned or not, but that's sacrificing the body, certainly. The shot there is blocked into the shin pads there of number 78.
Bowling ball down there, Carver.
That was Oliver Scotland, and should have known by his play style as straight line hockey. And now turned over once again. Seaman with it. He's going to work his way up the right side, just exiting the zone into the middle of the ice. Fakes a pass down to the right side, goes backhand, and that's going to go up and into the netting just above the High Button Sports flag down there. And not sure who put that up there, but it looks pretty good. So that one's going to be up and over to play, and the faceoff's going to stay inside the zone. So I think we've officially got everyone's name into the broadcast so far, Jeff. I know we've been throwing a lot at you guys at home here, but like we said, we like to really put a little extra spotlight and some good informational tidbits on these players, as it's still fresh in our memory for the most part.
Look at this with down here to the left, Duder. If you move the camera there, you can see lining up way on the other side. And a bit of a unique one there for Tremblay.
And I do believe they call that one the bomb, as they try and win it back and send the weak side winger right off the draw with speed to pick that up, as both D-men are over on that one side for the draw. A play that's been around since I played, and if it's done correctly, can be very, very crucial in a game. So back the other way, Green, nice little area pass there, and that's what we talked about a lot in the last age group. That was Sam Ryan down low for Tremblay. Now it's going to go back to the point, trying to get a shot off, and twice fanned on it, as St. Clair will turn it over. He fires it through the feet, and now Hood picks it up, and that's just up and over us. Whoever shot that, appreciate you not hitting us, as we're back the other way, and a great defensive play there from Normore, as he stayed right with that shooter and didn't allow him any time and space to get that release off, as he pins his man up against the wall, looking to center it. Down low to help out with St. Clair, 200-foot player from what we've seen for the last season or two. It's Tremblay now. Walks the line, good patience. Shot there, tip, nobody can find it. Rebound still loose in front and poked off the stick now. And picked up. There's Jax Guinish, the speedy defender. Lots of points this year in the U15 league and lots of production from the back end from those guys. So now Seaman fires across ice looking for St. Clair. Guinish reads that as he steps up into the play. Now he's going to lead the rush down the right side. Guinish. Backdoor pass, and what a feed there, backdoor to number 20, Austin Hoyt, a man that he tried to avoid all season, but instead connects with here, and it's 3-2 now, Green right back in it.
Fantastic dish there, and that was Guinish who got that one off there in time.
The pass, yep, from Guinish.
Fantastic job. And him and Duncan Anderson, really the two premier offensive defenders in the league last year, that U15 league. So not surprised to see him connect with guys even outside the Cougars. He was a big reason why guys like Sinclair were able to be in the scoring race all year long. Having a D-man like that, we were talking about a guy who runs a power play in Guinish, not looking like he's going to slow down that offensive pace anytime soon.
Oh, and a good skater too, and that was kind of at the end of his shift there, and jumped up into the play at the right time. Just enough patience, and instead of just kind of firing that blindly and almost like a panic play, he just waits that extra second and lets his man get to the back post, and just an incredible play to start this game off. And looks like these players are pretty much in mid-season form at this point, and pretty impressive if you ask me. So Anderson now, he's going to work his way up the left side. He'll get down on the D-man Anderson, so Anderson on Anderson. And Carter Anderson is going to come away with that puck as he moves it up the right side there for Gallant. Gallant fires across ice for Hawko, coming across in support, tries to dump it in, hits Girard, and it's turned back the other way. Henrik Girard, Halifax Wolverines co-captain. I do believe they did split it in Halifax this season, as that's going to be chipped up off the wall. Gallant had that one bounce over his stick, but it worked out as it goes to his teammate. Shot there, blocker save, rebound, still loose in the slot, swiped at, and goaltender couldn't get a piece of it there as he swung and missed, as that's Cale Campbell down there from the Gulls, but he ends up making the save, and it's covered up here. 11:32 left in the second period.
Yeah, we saw some activation there by the D-men. Anderson came up the left side, and then Girard followed, and in both cases, Justice Johnson, the forward, to come back and cover. We talked about that a lot with the younger guys, dudes, the U14s and the U15s. Who's that forward who's going to add that defensive coverage basically to their tool belt and be able to be that guy who can play it? And Justice Johnson on that shift was the guy who stepped up.
Yeah, and he's been a pretty reliable player over the last couple years for that Bedford Bandits team. And, you know, when you look at a guy like that who can put the puck in the net as well as play the defensive side and pick up on those little things like that, I mean, that goes a long way for a championship team, and quite frankly, you need it.
And, I mean, obviously,
that was a tough bounce there as Cluett undressed the defenseman, and the two Bread players ran into each other, and you could probably hear the gasp from the benches and crowd here through the headsets, but looks like both players are okay, and we're going to continue on here as Cluett down there in the corner. Him and another man are battling down there, as you see, and it looks like they're roughing it up in our first real rough stuff of the game, and it looks like it's going to be him and number 76, Cole Rogers. And you know what? I don't mind this from Cluett. Maybe playing a little bit to his power forward caliber, and that's one thing we saw from him to finish the season as they continue to jog going to the box. And I love to see the intensity here. These players want it, right? And Cluett has the ability with his size and his puck handling ability to be a powerful power forward in this league, and a little bit on display there.
Yeah, we saw a lot of tummy sticks the last two groups, dudes, and I think that extra year and that extra battle of the 2 years of U15 with a lot of these guys, 2 full years of playing against each other, not surprised to see a little less of that at the oldest age group here at the Hockey Nova Scotia camp.
Yeah, a little more on the line, it feels like. Not that there wasn't anything on the line, but in their heads probably a little bit more now, as Scotland will walk down over the line. Shot there, that was deflected, but goaltender had to be sharp down there as Scotland will get his first shot on goal. Member of the Rage as well, the captain for that team this year. Also another player we got to chat with there in Montreal, so a lot of these players cross paths pretty much all season with us, and it's always fun to see that hometown face when you're away. As Team Green trying to get broken out. Amiro, nice move to shake off the forechecker off to the left side for the Bandits captain Carver, who dumps it in. Former captain, I suppose. As these players all ready to make the jump up to the next level, they hope, as a shot towards the back post is deflected, but not going to get near the goal, as it's pushed back up the left side wall. Picked up now by Ryland Patrickin across to his partner Bircham. Bircham through the middle of the ice for McDonald. McDonald's got a step there. Opportunity down the right side. McDonald shot there off the crossbar. He didn't even see any net, but he still got a good shot off, and Carver on the rebound from the left half wall, just as Campbell was getting there, is going to beat him as he was sliding across, and that came off in the process, but that's going to be a good goal, and we're all tied up at 3.
What we say earlier, dudes, goal scorers find a way to score, and Carver from the far hash marks pretty much just fires one on, and just like that, we're tied up pretty much exactly halfway through this game.
Yeah, is there ever such thing as a bad shot on goal? I don't think there is based on what I just saw there, and you take your opportunities when you get them, especially with not a whole lot of time and space out there these days. Tremblay, nice move to loop that back to Patrick Quinn. Patrick Quinn tried to partner pass, but he turned it over for Liver. Liver's going to hit the trailer. Shot there, they score. Charlie McLeod, goals to Cougars, and in the back of the net. And it's 4-3 Red, and they regain their lead right away.
Did not take long. I guess that's the skill level, dudes. One turnover, and you're playing with fire.
Oh, and all it takes is one little lapse in judgment with the players out here, and you can find yourself down a goal pretty quickly, but on the flip side, you can also find yourself right back in it just as fast. Normore over to his partner, Seaman. Seaman trying to pull it off the wall, try to chip it off the wall, and it's held inside the zone. It's now pushed back. That's going to get by Guinish. Guinish is going to run a little bit of a screenplay there and had to be careful. So he ran into his buddy McLeod there. One would assume their buddies played the whole last season together and probably growing up as well. Now his Liver's going to pull it out of a crowd. He's going to work down the left side. Real strong on that puck as he wheels in behind the goal. Back up to the point for Seaman. Seaman, right side point. Shot looking for deflection. Puck comes loose. Shot there. Big save off the blocker of Forrence. And now they're banging away at it in behind the goal. Nobody can find the loose puck. Looks like Guinish has a beat on it now as he's taking a ride forward into the boards. Now coming over there's Liver trying to go 5-hole. Wasn't able to beat the goaltender Forrence as he centers that pass and back the other way. Team Green trying to get broken out with. Real good back check there from Sam Fleming, and he no stranger to that. That's something we've said a lot this year. Just non-stop as hard as he can go all over the ice. And he continues that here in this summer camp as Normore tried to get it across to his partner. Nice drop pass there for Tremblay. A little bit of chemistry behind the goal there and a cheat code for Team Green. So now they're going to move it up to the point. Partner pass across. Guinish faked the shot, pulled it to the middle, and somehow Fleming found his way in the shooting lane, was able to block that. Hunter Hood picks up that loose puck on the left side. He's going to work his way through the neutral zone. Cross ice pass for Liver. Liver tried to make a move. Was poked off the stick. There's Guinish. Now he's going to pick that puck up, and he takes a hit there from Fleming. As Hood now is going to fire that cross ice. Very rarely will you see Hood make the wrong play out there. So defenders dumped into the end wall by McLeod by St. Clair, and he ran into his old buddy Guinish there. So a little bit of inter-team turmoil, if you will. So that's dumped back down inside onto the goaltender Campbell, and with a green jersey right on top of him, he's going to cover it up. 7:38 left in the second. Lots of goals in this period and in this game. And if that's what you came here looking to see, you came to the right spot.
Yeah, Sam Fleming, a real athletic kid out there, dudes. Knows how to play and has some good wheels on him. Knows how to win as well. That's a key component, you know. Some guys are winners.
And you can't teach winning. As they say, you can feel it and you can be it, but it's tough to teach the winning ways. But a lot of these players out here had good runs to end the season and got a lot of extra reps out there as Cam Gallant down the right side. Good speed shot there, and the puck is redirected towards the corner, and a shot from Hawko is fanned on. And now he's going to run into his man down there, and Hawko, right from the age of 12, was running into people, and he's continued that on here as he's gotten older. And he wasn't that big in Pee Wee, Jeff, I can promise you that, but he certainly added a bunch of size, and member of the East Hants Minor Hockey Association, so someone pretty familiar I am with. So nice to see him out here as well, continuing on as Gerard's back with it. Another big defenseman with a good hard first pass there, as that's going to get down to number 80, Mikkel Bottomley, as he's going to make his way through the neutral zone. Real skilled player down the right side, being harassed from behind, still with it, centering pass looking for St. Clair, and it's going to make its way back to Duncan Anderson. Anderson will slot down. He's going to take a bump there from Amiro as Connolly down there to help out. Pushed off the wall. St. Clair spins away from a crowd, pulls it to himself, but it was taken by Amiro. Amiro's going to work up the right side as he runs into Anderson. Now is Gerard back forward and heads up. Liney down there as Gerard almost drilled him with that puck. It's a cross-ice pass. Good job by Johnson. Couldn't take it on the stick, so he took it on his skate. And you know what they say, Jeff? You can't give a good player a bad pass. And Johnson was proof there as he just went stick to skate in a hurry. And now that one's going to go up and hit the bench on the red side. And we're going to have a whistle here, but what a pace here in this one. Can hardly keep up with my eyes out there.
Yeah, they were buzzing for sure. And Justice Johnson, another good play trying to get that up the right side. Looks like a neutral zone battle, and I don't know if we've seen a penalty this period, have we, dudes? Because right now it's a lot of 5-on-5 back and forth, and our prediction's true. The whistles are only coming off the minor mistakes really here.
Yeah, or kind of like freak things like that where the puck just gets deflected up into the bench area where there's no glass, as that one's going to be chipped down on the goaltender Campbell, and with a couple jerseys pouncing on the crease, he's just going to cover that one up and hang on. So both teams will keep their lines out here now. Down into the corner. Poked outside the zone, off the glass. Nearly hit the head coach of this team, Mr. Kyle McLennan from the Weeks U18 Majors, a very good coach and successful with that program. And if you're unaware of the success of their program for the last couple years, I suggest maybe looking it up a little bit, as they had quite the run there that one season and have been a strong contender here in the league for a while now, and that's a lot of help from Mr. Kyle McLennan. And I love always looking at his social media there. He's always breaking down plays and really putting it in layman terms for guys like us to understand. So X's and O's guy, and pretty competitive fella as well, and a hometown kid if I'm not mistaken. So nice to see him up here, and you know, he's having a close eye on what he wants to pick on this team as they fight for it in the crease, unable to beat Forens, who's real strong down low, and it's chipped out through the middle. Back up now, Burcham picks it up. He's just going to fire that in deep, and that'll ring right around the glass. All the way down into the corner. Levy ducks under his man, Fenwick McLean. Now it's chipped off the wall. Welsh trying to get it free. McDonald turned it over as he works inside the zone. Had that poked off a stick there and just through the feet and near the crease area, but no harm done now as a centering pass for Fenwick McLean. And he's going to chip it to himself. McDonald chipped it towards the middle. Burcham able to get a shot off, but it was blocked. And these guys are just going straight lines right into the boards. Absolutely no regard for their bodies here. And intensity is great here so far. And, you know, these guys a couple years into physical and the contact. So no excuse not to know how to hit at this point, or be hit for that matter, as Normore. Or sorry, that's McKenzie. Two big men up the right side. Now good head of steam. Opportunity shot there into the mask. Rebound. Another save. Forens, another save. 3 in a row from the Nova's backstopper there.
Massive
and hit. Brendan Smith with a huge hit there. And another opportunity back the other way. Saved by Campbell. And now it's going to be chipped back the other way. Good transition game here. Levy to the back door. Nice drag move and a little kick save there by number 10, Griffin McEachran. Got down a little early, but got the foot in the direction of the pass now as they center it. Opportunity and a good clear there from Burcham as Paxton Levy was wide open back door. Now River Welsh with it. He's going to try and hit them off the bench. Turned around and dumped back inside the zone. Charlie McLeod will get that in deep after joining from the bench. 3:24 left to go here in the second period. Worked out of the corner by Red. Back to the point. Scotland shot there. That one gets all the way through, but it goes off the end boards. As Welsh now centers it onto the tape. Looking for Sam Fleming there. And now turned over. Fleming. Get lined up by Tremblay there. Now Scotland's going to bounce one in on the goal. Forens nice and calm. When you see those bouncing pucks go in like that and the goalie just kind of slides across nonchalantly, you're feeling pretty good about your chances out there.
Yeah, he's seen a couple of those.
So down the right side, Tremblay's got a man going. Saucer pass back door. Trying to make a move to the backhand. Net comes off the moorings. Nobody notices. And now Campbell says, you don't want to see it like this, then let me push it off the rest of the way and see if you notice that. But what a sequence there. And pretty dirty little saucer pass there, Jeff. Maybe didn't land as flat as they would have liked, but up and over, and that's those ones that you try in ball hockey that, you know, you're okay with missing, but a great play there, but an even better save.
Yeah, and we were talking about the lead passes a lot with the younger groups as well, and these guys obviously mastered that a little more to an extent, and right there kind of just shows what makes a great passer, the ability to chuck the sauce to the lead pass, behind the back pass, all of that, and right there was on display.
This might be the most cliche thing in passing, but pass it to where he's going to be, not to where he's at, right? The oldest saying in the book. I think my old man taught me that one probably way back in the day. But like you said, leading a player into a pass, or at least putting a puck in a position where you have the higher chance of winning a puck race is part of the game as well, especially with the speed of this game. And Guinish, or not Guinish, yeah, it was Guinish, fired that one in off the glass. Campbell didn't even see it, just heard it hit the glass behind him and then reacted, and what a hit there as number 87, Charlie McLeod, had his head down coming through the middle, and Griffin McEachran had him in the trolley tracks, and he's going to head to the bench there under his own power, and he's going to stay on his feet there, so that's a good sign now as McEachran. He's going to lead the rush now as he's going to take a bump. He'll throw a hit there on Normore, and Normore fires one up and out of play and into the netting, so underneath 2 minutes to go here, and a real good pace of play here as we see all these players pretty much living up to their name and their hype.
Definitely great pace here through the first 2 periods, closing in, and these ones have definitely been the most rapid feeling periods so far and the smoothest.
Yeah, crisp, clean hockey as that face-off is taken by Team Red. There's Seaman will chip that up to Mikkel Bottomley Pike as he gets it outside the zone. He's got St. Clair with him. Cluett able to poke that free. Excuse me there. Partner pass up the right side for Grady Cohen, into the middle for Cluett. Cluett in all alone to the forehand shot. What a snipe there, Justin Cluett from the Harbor Rage. Gets in behind the defenders, and he makes no mistake up under the bar, and it's 4-4, and what a good burst of speed there from Cluett. Really came alive in the second half of the season, got faster, his foot speed looked to be a lot quicker, and once he found his role on that team, he really started to buzz there, and he finds himself here in the summer camp, and well-deserved.
Real confident heading down that left side there, dudes. Looks like he was comfortable with any kind of way that one went and just buries it himself.
You know, like I talked to one of the coaches before the game, or one of the, not evaluators, but just one of the camp coaches, and said, you know, sometimes people are a product of their environment. Some kids have the ability to play up to a caliber. I'm not saying he's not their caliber, but to start the season, he was a little bit behind, and now look at him out there blowing by defenders, and you know, it's sometimes all it takes is a year of confidence building, and Cluett definitely has his confidence out there and can be a very good force out there for Team Green and Team Nova Scotia if he does crack the lineup.
Absolutely, and we all know the U15 league, it always takes a little bit of adjusting, but once you've kind of settled into that thing, you can figure it out and certainly find a way to put them in the back of the net and just really advance your game.
And that's the idea for these kids at this age, and you know, all of them finishing their U15 careers, and that's going to be up and over the glass. Point blank chance there from Ewan White from the Truro Bearcats as he had a rising shot up and over the glass as we are officially in the last minute of play here in the second period. A 4-all tie as these two teams pretty evenly matched here and playing quite even as well, as Carver takes a pass from McLean. Those two pretty familiar with one another as they spent a lot of time on the ice this season. And now almost turnovers. Normore was able to get that up the left side. That's going to get by Justice Johnson. And down the ice, no icing. Everyone kind of slowed up, and nobody really in on the forecheck as Johnson got in there in a hurry, though. Doesn't take him long to get going. The motor on him as he centers it. Opportunity. Tanner Hayden back to the point. Shot from Seaman, tipped up and over and out of play. And one thing I've noticed from Tanner Hayden from this season, as well as so far in this game, is just I don't think he likes to be told no. He is constantly on that second, third, fourth efforts, and when somebody takes the puck from him, I haven't seen anybody battle back and take it more personally than Mr. Tanner Hayden there from the Bombers.
Yeah, he plays an aggressive game, the Pictou style, and certainly not afraid to shy away from a board battle or an aggressive shift or sequence.
And like you said, that Pictou style, that small town blue collar mentality is a very tough combination to beat, and you throw a little bit of skill set in there and all of a sudden it's a pretty tough competition.
And that's what leads to Weeks getting a big win a few years ago and being that powerhouse team they were.
And that is correct, and also that will do it for 40 minutes. 4-4 tie. We'll head to the third period with a 4-4 tie here between Red and Green. The U16 male division on High Button Sports. We'll be back when we return.
One.
And welcome back. Third period live on High Button Sports here, the U16 Male High Performance Program. Some of the best hockey you're going to see here, especially in the summer months. We're just about underway with the third period. We did have one question in the chat. Number 3 green is Jacob Amiro from the Rangers. So there you go, Mr. Ryland 31. That should answer your question. Happy to help. As we're officially underway, and green will get the puck and try and dump it in, but it's going to be picked up by Liver. Liver across for Ellis. Ellis looking for the return pass to Liver, a little bit over his stick now as it's in behind. Chipped off the wall, but kept inside the line. Liver, opportunity shot there, and that's going to go up and off. Friend of the show's shoulder, Mr. Sam Berthiaume, number 83 down there in the goal. A former member of the Truro Bearcats U15 major program, and a guy that we actually get to chat with quite a bit. He's a very friendly kid and always gives us the time of day, so got nothing but good things to say about Big Bert.
Oh yeah, Big Sammy, he's always active. Likes the chat, likes High Button, so obviously we like him.
He's got a great personality. He's always up to something down there. He's a good team guy, and now he's going to be beaten there by Jonah Ellis as he was just late getting out to the top of the crease. And that's where he's most effective, Jeff, is when he gets out and he cuts down that angle. He's a big body down there, seems to continue to grow. And he was just a little bit late getting there, and a good place shot there from the Nova's product, Jonah Ellis.
That one definitely slipped by him there as you kind of saw him jump off the post, ready to go, squared away, and then see the mesh moving, and I guess that's how it goes sometimes. Like you said, a little late to the top of the crease there.
And speaking of goaltenders, down in the red goal is 2024 provincial champion Jared Sarando, a man who was absolutely on fire down the stretch for that Bedford Bandits team, and it looks a little bit different down there. These goalies taking off their former team stickers from their helmets, so throwing me off a little bit. Always looking at the masks and stuff like that. Just little things like that that help us up here in the booth.
Yeah, Jared's a nice, quiet kid. He's, you know, how the goalies go. They kind of stay in their own world, and he's one of the better ones in the league, and whatever he's doing, he needs to be doing more of it because he's had a lot of success up until this point. One
thing I notice about him going down the stretch all season, to be quite honest with you, is just how calm his presence is in that crease. He's never really out of position, and if you do find him out of position, that's not, you know how some goaltenders look like they're in desperation mode a lot of the game, but he's very calm, cool, and collected in that crease now, and just a prime example right there, a point-blank shot off the stick of Guinness, and he just nonchalantly blockers that away. So nice calming presence down there for the Bandits, and at times last year they could have really certainly used that, and it certainly worked to their advantage as they had a real strong finish to the season.
Definitely.
Last team standing, if you will.
You always want a good goaltender. It starts at the back, if you're trying to win titles.
Yes, it most certainly does. And Hunter Hood down there throwing his weight around. Love to see that. Not necessarily known for his physicality, but showing a little bit more now as he's caught him behind the play, and he's going to get a loose puck as he's going to try and get that loose puck, but it's Guinness who comes away with it. And as he flicks it through the middle now, up through the middle of the ice is Evan McIntosh as he gets a shot. Sarando able to redirect that one into the corner, and even commentating Sarando, you kind of calm down after he makes a save, and they're going to shove that one in, and they're going to wave that off right away. And looks like it was the goalie that was shoved into the net, and then the net came off the moorings, and a little bit of a brouhaha down there in the crease. And Guinness comes out of the pile laughing. No surprise there. That's a man that has a ton of fun out there, and it's very rare that you see that man not with a big smile on his face. Even earlier today when he was walking by, we didn't even say anything. Nothing was said, and just a huge smile on the guy's face. So it's always nice to see the guys out there having fun amongst the seriousness.
Yeah, Jack Skinnish, guy up there from Cape Breton, and didn't know a ton about him until this year, and showed his chops. That Cougars team was at the top of the league the whole way around, and he was a massive part of that.
And we told a story about it in the last portion of this week, and Guinness did some interviews for us at the showcase game, and when I went down into the dressing room to figure someone out, he was the first person to jump at it, and the first thing he said to me was, let me go fix my hair and I'll be right out. So a little bit of a character, and just a guy that we have all the time in the world for down there, and he's got a spot with us anytime his hockey career may fail him, which I don't think is going to be anytime soon, Jeff.
No, sir. And it's funny how these kids can be so quick with their tongue, man. Grayson Sears, when he was asking to be mic'd up, he goes, well, I got to get famous somehow, boys.
Yeah, and you do get to see the personalities, and we're fortunate that we're down there at ice level and in behind the scenes a lot, that, you know, we try and stay out of it as much as we can. We understand, you know, kind of the magnitude of situations, so we try and stay out of it as best we can, but every now and then you're down in the mix, and it's enjoyable to be part of a team, and it certainly feels like it without having to actually go through the on-ice stress, so there you go. The Turned over now, shot, Sorrento. No surprise there, out at the top of the crease. Calmly kicks it aside. Cluett now looking for that loose puck, and that's going to be pushed up and out of play.
Grady Cohen playing like he has some confidence down there. Obviously, he was a bit undersized growing up, but looking a little more up to snuff here with a couple inches grown, as we were saying, and not afraid to play a big style, but now that he's got a few extra inches, I think he can really, get into that sort of zone. We were talking about with Nash Haverstock, some of these guys who just got used to hitting, who are a little smaller, and after a little time, they know how to play that aggressive style, and you always see small guys down there along the board, so definitely keep an eye out for G-Co down there, and obviously coming from that Pictou program and had a really, really good game, really good provincials actually, in all honesty, a few months ago.
As McLean trying to score in his own goaltender there and wasn't able to beat him this time. And on that note there, we have a theory there here at High Button that the smaller guys almost learn to play the game almost in a cheating way, and you learn to play as a smaller player, and all of a sudden you gain some size and you've already figured out the aggressiveness, and it's a little bit harder to explain over the mic, but you gain some size along your career and you've already learned how to protect yourself or get out of those dangerous areas, and now all of a sudden you got an extra skill set. And you know me, Jeff, I got a real soft spot for the undersized players, as that's what I was growing up, and now that I've been around these players, I'm still undersized. So we're back to the game action though. Enough about us. Tremblay's back the other way, and that's going to be a stretch pass just out of the reach, and now it's going to be icing as Levy just there at the last second, and it's going to be an icing here, and we'll flip back down into the end zone here, as down to the left side of Sorrento, wearing number 90 and a little bit more normal goalie numbers in this section of the event. Number 2 was a little bit different than we're used to. 83 a little more up there, reminds me of Jose Theodore. I know it's not the same number, but similar. And there's that bomb play we were looking at, Jeff. Right off the face-off, send the weak side winger. They almost pulled it off, but they will get inside the zone. 27 down the right side. That's Sam Ryan. He's going to work down in the corner. Had the mic on for the last period, and I'm told was a pretty good episode. So keep an eye out for that on your social media pages over the next couple days. Is now in over the line. Duncan Anderson trying to lead the rush. Down there and behind the goal. Good job there by none other than Sam Fleming, Jeff. Holding back there for the defender who's jumped inside. And when you have a guy like Anderson on the ice, you almost have to be aware of that at all times, that he's looking for any opportunity to jump up in the play. Basically a fourth forward out there, but real good defensive side as well. But it's nice to have a guy on the ice like Fleming who's going to pick up for you, and you know so.
That's what we're talking about. Who are the guys who cover when the D-mans jump up? And I have a feeling with this crew, we're going to get a few opportunities to see that this weekend. We've already seen some pretty good defensive rushes just through one game, or this week, I guess.
Well, Tremblay in on the forecheck as he takes that stretch pass from Hawko, just able to get a stick on it. Worked in the corner. Rafi, good job to get out of the way. That's a skill set in its own. They're able to get out of the player's way, and now Normal will knock his man down. Picked up and behind the net by Seaman. And tries to exit the zone. Now he will, as that's going to get through the defenders, and that's going to go all the way down the ice for icing. So we'll flip it back down around 14:57, 5 minutes and 3 seconds into this period, and that is some pretty sharp math, Jeff, and you can't tell me otherwise.
Real good stuff up there, Duder.
Working at the math up here, always trying to get better, just like the players on the ice. And to be quite honest with you, it's kind of embarrassing not being able to do that kind of math, so it's more fun to joke about it than anything.
Yeah,
as
and
Guinness had
if
that blocked.
Math, let us know.
Bottomley back down the right side, opportunity shot. Berthiaume the save, and the rebound's cleared out of harm's way as Guinness was back in a hurry to clear that puck out of the crease area. As that stretch pass off the stick there of Gallant, as he got enough of that to negate the icing. As Normore back forward, he's going to take a bump there and up the right side. Picked up and over everybody. Guinness tried to play it. Now it's going to be played with a hand pass as tried to knock it down to himself. And once again, smile on his face there. So he even knows where the face-off is and is telling the officials out there. So, you know, the hockey gods will find you. We heard Landon Sims say that on episode 475 of the High Button podcast about how the hockey gods find good people. So maybe that's the case for Guinness. Just a small little thing right there. Normally you're not trying to help the officials at all out there, but there he was on their side. So good to see that. The lighter side of the game here is Bottomley just missed that pass attempt is now Jax Guinness. A couple head fakes, and he goes to his partner. Back to Guinness as he came from underneath And that's a real good defensive play, and good job to come on underneath and support that puck, and now they're off to the races. Down deep.
Planting himself behind the net there.
Oh, and he's takes a bump there from Normore, and no call on the play, and Guinness right back to his feet. So just in the numbers a little bit as he's back in a hurry now on defense. So just as fast as he gets up in the play, he's back, as Burt with 2 big saves down there, keeping this game at a 5-4. And now it's going to be picked up through the left side of the ice. Looking for that stretch for Gallant. Gallant ran into Seaman there as he swung it back for Normore. Normore's just going to shovel that off the sidewall, as now Jacob Seaman's just going to fire that in on the goal. And Burt with the blocker save. Looked a little shaky there as he had to look in behind him. Net's going to come off the pegs, but the ref's going to come in behind and fix it. And new gear down there for Burt. Not sure how new, but definitely different from what he used last year. And when you grow at that rate, you're probably going through a set every single season. Cross ice pass for Hayden. Got a piece of that in the air, says the official, as he goes down into the corner on Tyler Sullivan. Picked up now by Connolly. And he had that poked off his stick, and it's going to go back down inside the zone. Bird able to slow that down just enough for his D-man to pick it up cleanly in behind the goal. Up the left side. Stretch pass. Cohen able to get a stick on. He's going to give chase down there. He's got Hayden. 2 people well aware of each other as they exchange words down there. You can see Hayden looking at him, giving him the gears a little bit. Some good inner rivalry there as these players spend a lot of time with each other. So shot towards the goal, up and over. Sorrento whacked at it. He wanted the high stick call, but it's going to find the back of the net. And it looks like it's going to be Grady Cohen who got the last stick on it. And he's going to find the back of the net. So just talked about him. He'll tie it up here.
Man, look at that. 5-5, just back and forth here, Duder. Gonna come down to the wire, and if there is overtime, I believe it's 5 minutes of 5-on-5 extra. That's about as far as we made it with the last groups, and that's what's gonna be the case. But obviously 12:24 to go. I have a feeling that might not be our last goal.
Yeah, I highly doubt this game's gonna finish at 5-5, but there was no ruling on the overtime. It was just a little bit of extra time on the rental of the ice, and they wanted to finish it, and so they decided as they were leaving the ice that they were gonna go overtime. So off the cuff there for the overtime period, but like we said, I don't think this one's going to end at 5-5 based on what we've been seeing so far now as Red's getting broken out. Stretch pass there for Welsh, out of his reach. Partner pass, cross. That's picked up by Sullivan. Fenwick McLean ran into Brendan Smith, getting those 2 mixed up there with the blue helmets. And Welsh now takes a bump as he dumps it in, and McDonald runs into him. As it's dumped in the corner now, worked out to the left side. McLean ran into Welsh, and now he's just going to loop it back there for Sullivan from the Bearcats as push that up the right side. Now Welsh turns it over at the bench, had it poked off his stick by McLean. And Levy in offside, so 11:27 left to go here in the third period, and not as many parents in the crowd as the first 2 groups, and this is kind of the age group where you kind of drop them off and you hope that they can figure it out on their own.
Yeah, I had Justice's dad earlier give me a nice wave goodbye. See you later. We'll be watching from home, so hello back there if you're watching, and if not, hopefully you'll come back and say hello.
Yeah, and the parents deserve a little time off as well. They're busy just as much as the players, and quite frankly, without the parents, the players don't get there. So I remember when my old man dropped me off, he headed down the road to the cottage for the week, and I never seen him again until it was pickup time. But that's one thing I did appreciate from my old man, is he kind of stayed out of it and allowed me to pave my own way, and I thank him for that. At the time, didn't really know much about it, but he wasn't as involved as some of them may be, and that's okay too. Back to the point. Poked off the stick. Tremblay almost got through on the move, but Liverback is a good defensive forward, so a pretty good option to have back there as the last man back, and now it's going to be poked in the line offside.
Yeah, Madden Gillis coming in using the stop there, kind of like he's on skis, trying to get in front of that puck, and it actually worked out for him off the skate and trying to advance it forward. Whatever it takes, I suppose, to keep that in the neutral zone.
Yep, you got a whole bunch of limbs and body parts out there to get the job done, and the more pieces you can use, the better off you'll be, as that's dumped into the corner now. Girard with it. He's pushed into the end wall. As Gallant in there to help out, he had to jump over one of the defenders. And he's going to cycle that down low. It's down deep for Hoyt, who Anderson comes through and grabs that puck. Hood, nice pass there. That gets by everybody, and now it's going to be picked up by Bottomley. Nice move to get around Hoyt. Now he almost turned it over, and now he will. Gallant tried to toe drag and was in the clear if he got it through, but that long stick of Gerard and the smart defensive play there able to break that up. Hoyt now battling down low. In the corner down there against Anderson. St. Clair down there to help out. Gallant in to throw a hit as he takes Anderson down. Shot there, rebound comes out, opportunity, fanned on the second attempt, and Anderson's got Bottomley on the far right side. He's going to try and cut through the middle. Gallant getting a body in there again, and now Austin Hoyt just gives whoever that was over at the bench a little extra push into the bench area there as the door was open, and not sure if that struck him there on that edge, but a little bit of help getting in the bench. I think maybe he was already heading there, laboring, and just got a little bit of extra
Looks like
bump.
the net's off there, as you can see.
Yeah, no surprise down there. Bird will put it back on. Hawko tried to make a move, but he was stopped. Now he's going to be caught, so back the other way goes Gerard. And over the line, Gerard drop pass there. Nice to Johnson. Nice shake move there as he's going to move it down for Seaman. Seaman shot there, kicked aside by Berthiaume. And now picked up in the corner underneath 10 minutes to go. Grady Cohen fires it through the middle into the skates of Cluett, and now it's going to be picked up by Seaman, and that's going to be whistled down, and the net off the pegs. Once again, they're going to have to get some roots down there for the big man in the crease. So 8:55 left to go. And thank everybody at home for tuning in. Lots of viewers here for this one, and trying our best to give you the best viewing experience possible as we try some things out here for the upcoming season as well. So a lot of fun up here. This job, probably one of the best I've had, if not the best. Spending your days in the rink is exactly how you draw it up as a kid. Only this time, I don't have to do any of the workouts. So puck moved up the left side for Guinish as he's going to chip that in. Cluett down in there. Normore knows he's coming. Cluett's going to finish his check every opportunity he gets. Push down the left side. Working for it on the half wall. Just in the one blind spot for us up here. There's Cluett. Drags it around the goal. Looking for his options. He's going to go back up top. Guinish went for the pass. Realized the lane was taken, so he flicked it up there at the last second as Fenwick McLean gets in there. Digging that puck free. Cluett in there as well. That's well over 12 feet of humans down there in the corner. A nice move there from Seaman. Good smooth stick handler there as he works his way outside the zone. Now he's going to fire a tape-to-tape pass across for Hayden, but it's picked off, and Guinish trying to get off to the races, but Normore uses that reach to his advantage as he pokes that free.
Looking for a burst of speed there and had good starting, just couldn't find the lane.
And his dead stop, Guinish to full speed, doesn't take very long as Berthiaume turned it over and behind the goal. Centering pass, Normore shot there, hits a body, and that goes up and out of play, and not a single person in the crowd saw it or reacted. So just a big heavy shot there off the stick of Normore, gets deflected out of play. So we're still stuck at 5-5. 7:32 left to go in the third period. Only game of the night here. The U16 division is going to go one game per night, and that's just the games, but they have a full slate scheduled for these young men, including classroom sessions, off ice, team builders, practices, all that jazz. So not a whole lot of downtime for these players, but that's how they draw it up. We want to see what these kids are made of, especially down the stretch here.
And if anyone's not sure exactly what this tryout is for, this one in particular is for the Q Cup, which we've streamed before on High Button and Moncton, and so whoever makes this will move on to that, and I believe it's in October, late October?
Yes, it's a Thanksgiving weekend in October, and that one's at the new rink in Dieppe there, and that's going to be shot towards a goal. Ellis, not sure what it hit along the way, but that's going to break the deadlock here as that hit a skate on the way in the goal, and not much Berthiaume could do there as he was down. Looked like it was going to be a save, but just like that, 6-5. So like we said, Jeff, this game wasn't going to finish 5-5, and it probably isn't going to finish 6-5 either based on what we've seen so far.
7:01, and this one's gone by really quick here, Duder. Real fast pace. Every time you look at the clock, there's another 3 or 4 minutes gone.
And that's a testament to these players on the ice and the hard work they've put in so far to get to this point. And, you know, skill will take you far, but every single one of these guys has the same thing in common, and that's the will and the want to get better and make the next step, and there's a reason why they're all here. Now, obviously, you go through a little bit of a process as well. You're identified during the season. There's a spring camp that starts with about 96 players, 92-ish, and then they cut it down to 46 to ultimately get down to 20 later on as another opportunity at the side of the net. And speaking of spring camp, someone who had a strong one, Paxton Levy finds that loose puck at the back door, and he's going to find the back of the net there. Great gaping cage, and not too many people are going to miss that one.
Yeah, just got that puck on the left side again, and Burt kind of starts scrambling on the top of the crease because he's getting pushed back on. There's all these players and these chances wrapped around that kind of half circle, and gets over to the left side, and sort of only a matter of time if those chances are there at the top of the circle and near the hash marks.
It's a good point there with the effectiveness of Burt is when he's out at the top of the crease. He's a big body, and the more net he can take up, the better. But when you push any goalie back down the crease, a little more net becomes visible. Now is another opportunity and a rebound in front. And it's going to be waved off as Liver in the tough areas as he normally is, and not entirely sure why they disallowed that one. But I guess that's not for us to decide, nor does it matter.
Liver's got that goal-scoring ability showing here early.
And that was one thing I was going to touch on with Levy, too, is the ability to find, you know, it's all fine and dandy to find an open net, but you got to get yourself in that position in the first place, and that's reading where the shot's coming from. And a hit down there. Liver takes out Miro, but Miro right back to his feet. And now spinning off a forechecker there was Nicholas McKenzie. It's Liver now with the old lumberjack hack. Turned it over, though. He's got Miro's number right now. Oh, front there, looking to get it right back as they just had one disallowed. And now Gallant trying to get free. He runs into a man, but he leaves it there.
And look at the first forward back there. It's Liver. Hustles all the way, stops up and covers this position before they can even start to set up.
Now, I think there's no denying that Liver is a 200-foot player, and that's something that we can use the eye test for, and he's seen that, and that's part of being a leader, is playing both ends of the ice, and that's what's going to get you seen here. It's all fine and dandy to be a prolific goal scorer, whatever the case may be, but like we talked about, tools in the tool belt or toolbox, the more you have, the better you're going to be. It's Hood now. He's going to take a bump, but he stays on his feet as they slide it to the left side for Bottomley. Bottomley's just going to fire that on goal. Berthiaume kicks that aside. Now 5 minutes to go here in the third period as the puck pushed around to the corner. Picked up. Hunter Hood down low into the skates there of St. Clair. St. Clair able to corral it, though, long enough to make a play as he's going to walk across the top of the circle. Tries to drag, but it's turned over and back the other way. On to the right side for Gallant. Anderson's going to have to hurry. Two of the fastest skaters in the league as Gallant just tried to get a shot off, and he misses, and that's a breakout back the other way. And real good angle there from Isaac Connolly. Shout out to his old man, Russ Ian Connolly, who I had the pleasure of playing ball with, so you know he's probably watching at home unless he's here, but shout out to you, Russ. And one of the players I didn't even realize I had a connection with until well through halfway one of the ball seasons, so there you go. A good player, Connolly, and really came alive this season for the Valley Wildcats and one of their leaders, and it's nice to see him out here clashing with some of the best in the province.
That was a great move by him right in front of us here, as kind of got on the side of his skate, had the stick out, eyes on the puck, and basically took away any sort of angle coming down that right side.
And we talked about that, leading with the stick and angling can go a long way, and you have a guy attacking with speed like that and you go at him in the correct angle and you're going to pretty much control where he wants to go, and it's a simple game out there. So 4:14 left to go here. 7-5 lead. And it's going to be chipped down low. Guinness goes after Anderson. Opportunity out front, and not sure what happened to Johnson, but he is laboring going back to the bench there. And now he looks like he's going to battle through it and head back into the play. As he gets back to his position. Now he's just going to come back and he's going to get that puck and back the other way. Johnson stick handling his way up the ice down the left side. Good job by the official to get out of the way. Now as he nearly takes a huge bump down there, but just gets out of the way. And now Anderson gets upended along the way, and Guinness is going to lead the rush here. Guinness, great job, Tanner Hayden, to pick up that trailer, and Cohen still with him, not allowing that pass to get through, so not giving Guinness any options. And if you're looking for how to back check as a forward there as F1, there's a real good representation of that right there as McLean works in. He's going to try and drag it and shoot it. Wasn't able to pull the trigger as he did get the puck towards him as he strips Johnson of the puck. Now Fenwick just gets out of the way of that hit as Gerard went for the big body instead of the puck, and now Anderson, little toe drag around Gico, and some smiles over there on the red bench, but that was a dangerous play. If he loses that puck, it's a turnover now back the other way, and a shot there kicked aside by Berthiaume, and Johnson, or sorry, that's McLean. Working down low. He's going to come away with that puck now as he looks like he's got a little more eagerness in his play as Guinish picks up that loose puck in over the line. Nice move under the stick. Taps it there. Opportunity McDonald. Fires it towards a goal. And behind the net now, Seaman dangerously whacked out front, and that'll make the coach cringe a little bit and pretty much everybody in the building. Is back the other way now. 2-on-1 as Green's heading for a change. Levy to the backhand, and a great play there defensively by Tyler Sullivan as he got down to one knee. Now Carver back the other way in transition. Good job to corral that puck. As he walks in over the line now, looks, fires, and didn't look at the net once. And that's kind of that deception that Carver brings as real good east to west skater. And now just as we talk about him, he bangs one home from the side of the net where Carver does a lot of his damage. And that's going to be 7-6 now. So 2:15 left to go. Plenty of time to tie things up. And the former captain of the Bandits gets Green on the board.
Well, I got a chance to talk to him in between the periods, and I said, Carver, you surprised that one went in off the corner? And he said, no, absolutely not. You know, we were a little surprised up here, but I guess if you're a goal scorer, you know and you're confident in your abilities, and I'm sure he's even confident in that one he just jammed in. Oh, I knew it was going in the whole time.
That's part of the confidence of his game, and if it were me, I probably would have gave you the same answer. And, you know, when he did take the shot, he looked pretty convinced that he was going to be able to put that in the back of the net, and he made no mistake, and now he's got his second. So within reaching and clawing distance here is Team Green, only trailing by one now, but Red's going to be back on transition. Brendan Smith down the right side, tried to chip and chase, wasn't able to get by the defenders. It comes in the middle for Normore, shot there, tried to go five-hole. Berthiaume the save, and chipped up the left wall. And now it's turned over. River Welsh lost it in his feet as Madden Gillis trying to find that loose puck, and it's going to find the stick of Welsh again. Try to make a move. Couldn't remember to bring the puck as it slid off his stick as Levy gets tied up down there. Now it's going to be picked up here. Sullivan, partner pass across for Patrick Quinn. Patrick Quinn tried to pass it, fanned on it, up the left side. Gillis unable to get the puck in deep as it's back the other way. In over the line, Sam Fleming, pass over to Welsh, and a one-time shot is kicked aside by the goaltender. Now both arms are going to go up in a hurry here, and it's going to be Fleming. And we're not going to tell you what he said, but you can tell he was a little bit disappointed, I guess we'll say, in that one. Obviously not doing that on purpose, and usually when you just try to make a play and get a penalty, you're not as furious as you would normally be. So not the right time to be freaking out at the referees, that's for sure. They're definitely looking for things like that. And so Green now with an opportunity to tie it. 1:03 left up on the clock. A little bit of extra push from their bench. And a power play opportunity here now. So we'll see what the red penalty kill is made of. Across, Amiro back to Bircham. Oh, what a move there. Silky smooth. And that might be one of the nicer goals we're going to see this weekend. A little T-drag at the blue line. And here's the thing about that play. You pull it off, you look like a hero. And if you don't pull it off, it's back the other way for a breakaway. But a toe drag, a release, a little Coach Chippy reference. And he finds the back of the net there. And just like that, Jeff, we're back to square one. 7-all, 14 goals in the game. And a power play goal just 8 seconds into the man advantage.
I mean, what else can you say about that one, dudes?
Gallant looking for more down the right side off the face-off as he fires that towards the goal. And just a play that, I mean, I'm even going to go back and watch, I would say, and I don't imagine there will be too many people that won't want to see that one again. And that's the beauty of what we do here, Jeff. Now they have proof. He can tell all his friends and prove it. So great job there and a real good display of skill. As now we're 7-7, maybe some late game heroics here. Goes into the wall there, takes a hit to make a play as that puck will get in deep. 22 seconds left up on the third period clock. Now is back the other way, Gallant. Oh no, he blows a tire. He was off to the races. And good to see him with a smile on his face out there. That was a tough break, just tried to get those getaway sticks going. And he got sniped by the infamous rink sniper there at the blue line.
These Churro boys have showed up to play here, Duder. A couple real nice plays from the collection of them. I believe they have the most representatives here at the camp.
They do. They have 7 representatives at the camp here, and right behind them is the Bombers and Gulls and the Valley with 5. Novas, Bandits, Cougars, and Rage with 4. Rangers 2, Halifax 2. And that pretty much concludes things for our representation. So very well represented across this league. Couple teams missing from the mix, but it's not all about having every team. It's about having the best players available. It's 2-on-1 now. Bottomley tried to poke that to his teammate. Opportunity late here, tipped in front, and oh my. The coaches reacted big time up in here, and we're going to see if they're going to do some overtime here. So we'll wait to see. The last time we've concluded the game, and then all of a sudden we were back for the fourth period. So
no, we're out of here.
I think that's going to be it. So a 7-7 tie. The scoreboard is off. The ice rental is finito, and that's going to do it for us here today. Game 1 of the U16 male division. A dandy 7-7, 14 goals in the game for everyone here at High Button Sports. Jeff.